Seventh graders, let's go ahead and review for Chapter 8 test. Okay. All right, for the first one here, we see that we have area of a square and area of a rectangle. What we have here is a square-based prism that's unfolded. When I look for area of a square, I remember the area of a square is basically side square. That's another way of saying length times width. All right, side square, and this is not 5, this is S. Each side of a square is the same. So this has 2 units. So each side is the same. That means it's going to be 2 squared. You'll see even if you do length times width, this is going to give you 2 times 2. In either case, you're going to get 4 for an answer. So the area of the squares are 4. Next, we're going to go for the area of the rectangles. The area of a rectangle's formula is length times width. So we're going to have 1, 2 times 1, 2, 3. This would be 2 times 3. That's going to equal 6. That means every one of these are 6. And every one of these squares are 4. So when we add this together, we've really got 6 times 4. And that's 24. And we have 4 times 2. And that's 8. Now we have to add them all together to get our answer. This should give us 32. So the answer is 32 units squared. All right, let's go on to the next one. We're going to see how we did. Remember, each one of the squares were 4, each one of the rectangles was 6, and together they made 32. There we go. The squares were 4, the rectangles were 6, together they made 32. Let's go to the next one. On this one, we see we have, it kind of looks like a sailboat, but it's actually a parallelogram and a trapezoid. So we have to know the formula for each one of those. Remember the trapezoid or the parallelogram's formula was, let's see, base times height. But the base was how the perpendicular length of the sides that are parallel. We see this is parallel over here to this one over here. So we have to do the perpendicular line. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. The battery is going to go dead, so I had to plug it in. So the perpendicular line of this would be going straight up and down. And that's 2 units. 1, 2. So the height of this is 2. The base are the perpendicular line, or the parallel lines. And that's 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 times 2. This parallelogram equals 6 square units. Now we're going to go to the trapezoid. The trapezoid's formula is a little bit harder. Trapezoid's formula was 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. All right, well, the height of this, again, is perpendicular line going up. So that's straight up and down here. That's going to be 2 units, right? We see that right here. 1, 2. So we're going to replace the height with 2. The 1/2 comes down that we're going to multiply it to. Now we need base 1 and base 2. Well, base 1 and base 2 are how long each one of the parallel sides are. We got 1, 2, 3. So base 1 is 3. We're going to add that to the top one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I've just follow PEMDAS. 3 plus 5 is 8. Well, 1/2 times 2 is 1. And 1 times 8 equals 8. So this trapezoid is 8 square units. Now we have to add these together. We see that we have, let's see if I can, there's my line. The top one was 6, right, for the parallelogram. Trapezoid was 8, and 6 plus 8 equals 14. All right, let's move to the next problem. We'll check all these. The parallelogram should have been 6. The trapezoid should have been 8. And the total would have been 14. And we see the parallelogram was 6, trapezoid was 8, and the total surface area was 14 square units. All right, let's go on to our last one, which is our most challenging one. This is the surface area, let's see, of a cylinder. And we also have to do the volume formula. I didn't write that on here, but that is going to be part of the test. So I'm just going to put this over here for volume formula. Okay, volume of cylinder. All right, and we'll solve all of this. First one, let's go with the area of a circle. The area of a circle's formula is pi r squared. If I take, let's see, the radius of this one, well, we know the diameter is 2 all the way across. So the radius must be 1. So now we have pi, which is 3.14, and we're multiplying that to 1 squared. 1 squared is 1, and 1 times 3.14, that's just 3.14. So we know the area of this circle is 3.14. And if the area of that circle is 3.14, I know that the area of this circle is also 3.14. All right, next we're going to go and try to find the area of this rectangle. I know the height of this rectangle is 1, 2, 3, 4. So when it asks me for, well, the width, I would put 4 here. And now I got to find the length, all right? The length just happens to also be equal to the circumference of the circle because I know this rectangle goes perfectly around my circle if it's a cylinder. All right, now I know that it's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and something, but I don't know how much this is, and I need to find that out. So I'm going to use my circumference formula. And circumference equals the diameter times pi. The diameter of this circle we said was 1, 2. So this is going to be 2 times 3.14. That's going to give us 6.28. All right, so that means this is 6.28, the length of it, of this rectangle. All right, because we said it was equal to the circumference of the circle. Now we've got to take the rectangle length and multiply it to the width to find the area of the rectangle. So we're going to take 6.28 and multiply it to 4. Well, let's see, we've got 8 times 4, that's 32. 2 times 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. That'll give us another one here. That's going to give us 71 point, or 7.12. Now remember, it's 712. I'm sorry, that's totally incorrect. I botched that up. Let me, I don't know why I said 7. 6 times 4 is 24. That's going to be 25. So together, this is 25.12. All right, so the area of the rectangle is 25.12. Now we got to find the surface area of the whole thing. If the rectangle is 25.12, the area of the circles are 3.14, we know that we've got, well, 25.12 plus 3.14, and then plus another 3.14. Well, 4 and 4 is 8. 8 plus 2, that's 10. 4 ones make a 4. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 and 5 is 11. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is going to be, the whole surface area is 31.4 square units. So units square. Okay. All right then. Let's go ahead and move on. Now we need volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder, well, the volume formula is V equals big B times H. Big B stands for the formula of the base. The formula of the base of a circle was pi r squared. And then times the height. We know the height of the cylinder, okay, would have been, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and solve this. Well, we know pi r squared turned out to be 3.14 for this circle. So this is 3.14. And now we're multiplying it to the height, which is 4. So we're going to take 3.14 and multiply it to 4. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 makes 5. And then 3 times 4, that's 12. So this is going to make 12.56. So the answer is 12.56 units cubed. All right, well, that's all in for the test. We're going to check all these right now. We should have on our next page area showing 3.14, circumference being 6.28, the width being 4, the total surface area is 25.12, the total, I'm sorry, the surface area of the rectangle is 25.12, the total surface area should have been 31.4 units square, and the volume should have been 12.56 units cubed. And let's see, 12.56 units cubed. That's what we had here. We said this was 31.4. That's what we have here. The area of the rectangle was 25.6. Let's see. Area of the rectangle was 20. Hold on a second. Oh, sorry, 25.12. 25.12. The length should have been 6.28. Yep. And the area of the circle would have been 3.14. Perfect. All right. Well, that's everything that you need to know for the test. Good luck, and we'll study in class. See you later.